We got a FanDuel ticket today. We got winning tickets back in the queue.
We do have a winning ticket after this read, but March Madness is here, guys, and FanDuel is giving you the chance to get in on the action like never before. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's 200 extra bucks to use on everything from buzzer beaters to Cinderella stories and even who's going to cut down the nets. I've got my eye on a few underdogs this year, and FanDuel makes it easier to back them with spreads, totals, and game props. So visit FanDuel.com/UCSS and get in on all the college hoop action all tournament long.
By the way,
we got to win a ticket.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Mike, do you want to read this and I'll pull it up?
Yeah, pull it up. Benjamin Sanders sent this in. If you have a winning FanDuel ticket, make sure you guys send it to us. We're going to start featuring these winning tickets on the show today. But for yesterday's Cavs win over the Nets, our guy Benjamin Sanders hit a giant same-game parlay. He had Max Strus 10-plus points, that hit. Jared Allen over 10 points, that hit. Evan Mobley over 20 points, that hit. Max Strus 2 or more made threes, that hit. DG 3 or more made threes, that hit. Allen over 8 rebounds, hit. Mobley over 8 rebounds, hit. Garland over 6 assists, hit. Mobley 1 block, hit. Garland over 20 points, hit. He turned $25 into $489.85. Shout out to Benjamin Sanders for the big win. It hit on the last 2 free throws from Max Strus. Coming through in the clutch, Max Strus winning Benjamin Sanders some money. If you have winning FanDuel tickets, tweet them at us, email them to us, and we'll start featuring them on the show again.
All right, we got some Browns-related news. A guy's been on the Browns the last couple of years, Mike Ford, who's been an extra DB, special teams guy. He has signed a 2-year, $4 million deal with the Atlanta Falcons. Mike Ford is gone. So the Browns lose some of their depth at secondary and one of their key special teams guys. All right, Dart. We'll bring in our guest, Thor Nystrom. I mean, it's
the best Redder's name in the world.
Great name.
Has to be. Thor.
Oh, look at that setup.
Oh,
my gosh. Look at all the helmets.
Do you have every D1 helmet behind you?
I have every FBS helmet behind me and like 7 FCS ones so far. I got the 32 NFL ones over there, but the FCS is the next frontier for me.
I'm approaching 100 FBS. I'm trying to do what you're doing, which is very cool. So I'm jealous of you. Well done.
What do you got?
When you get the 134th or whatever, maybe 135 this year, there's no better feeling than topping that collection off.
Oh, that's well done. Now the FCS is going to be there's a lot, and there's some really cool ones too, by the way. So I'm sure you know there's some awesome.
Well, he's got North Dakota State on it. I believe that's North Dakota State.
Sweatshirt, right?
The Bison. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bison.
Yeah.
And I got them up there too. I don't know if that's on camera, but yeah, it's my Gray Zabel hype era. So we're hyping up Gray Zabel.
Love it.
And Thor is your real name. This is not just a nickname, right?
Yeah, real name. Yep.
I love it. I mean, do you ever meet anybody named Thor?
No. But it's a badass name.
It is a badass. I mean, that's got to be a top 5 name.
Can I hand Thor? Can I be honest? We just met you, but can I be honest with you real quick? I've been following. I read your stuff all the time, and when we made the bio, Steve, you want to take Thor's bio?
Yeah. What do you got?
We make bios for everybody. And I was trying to find a picture, and I was like, this can't be Thor, because I've read your stuff and I've heard you. I had actually never seen your face.
I mean, that looks like a mugshot, right?
I confirmed, but Thor and that picture, they don't line up. So it's awesome. It's great to see you in the flesh, and it's a hell of a helmet collection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, appreciate it. Good to be with you, boys.
Yeah. You know, Thor, I want to start with this because we were having this conversation before. Because every fan base is biased to some degree for their own fans, and we were talking about Jerry Jeudy versus DK Metcalf, and I said that every team in football would rather have DK Metcalf than Jerry Jeudy, and Mike said, "Well, I can make a case for Jerry Jeudy being better than DK Metcalf." I said our fans are biased. We put up a poll. And actually, 45% of our fans said they'd rather have Jerry Jeudy than DK Metcalf. Are they crazy or not?
I think I would go with DK there, but I've always liked Jerry Jeudy, but yeah, I think in that head to head, I would go DK.
Yeah.
All right, Thor, we brought you on to talk some NFL draft quarterbacks. You wrote an article on comparing the top draft prospects to some NFL prospects. We talked about that article in length a couple weeks ago when it came out. I'm curious, of the top comparisons you made, you had Sanders and Drew Brees, Cam Ward to Jordan Love, just to name a few. Which one did you like the most as you were putting together these NFL draft prospects to NFL quarterback comps?
Yeah, so for people that don't know, I do a 500 player big board every year with 500 player comps, and so my favorite, and that comes out like a week or two before the draft. My favorite ones are always the ones that are like way down the line. Like I like comping the top guys, of course, but like, for instance, Curtis Rourke to Aiden O'Connell, I like that one. Max Brosmer, the Minnesota quarterback, he played about a mile away from me in college. Sugar Shane Buechele, you remember him coming out of SMU?
Yep.
Yeah. So I really like doing the way down there comps at every single position and trying to find like the right fit, but also someone that the audience, that at least a big football fan would know. Right. So it's tough. You rank a guy like 450th overall on your board, but you have to have a totem that people will recognize, even though you're not projecting that guy to have a great career. So it's super fun.
Wasn't Sugar Shane Buechele the quarterback for the Washington Sentinels in the replacements?
That was Shane.
Shane Falco. Footsteps Falco.
That's
from Ohio State.
From Ohio State. That's true. So interesting though. You mentioned those comparisons. So Shedeur with Drew Brees and Cam Ward with Jordan Love. Now, based on that makes me think that you think Shedeur is going to be better than Cam Ward, because obviously Drew Brees is a Hall of Famer, and Jordan Love we don't know yet, but I wouldn't predict him to be a Hall of Famer at this point. Is that the case? You think Shedeur is the better player?
I do, yeah. Shedeur's my quarterback one. For me, Cam Ward, I have a little bit of a different take on Cam Ward than some other folks. I think you see the high end plays, and I do agree that Cam Ward has a better arm than Shedeur, and you get more explosive plays with him. But my issue with Cam Ward is those explosive plays come with an elevated turnover rate. And I think people that are like, oh, he'll keep generating more and more explosive plays going forward as he cuts down the turnover rate, to me, that is a logical leap to nowhere. You're not projecting anymore, you're wishing. The explosive plays, watching his film, they are in direct conjunction with the turnovers. It's just the way he plays. If I was we were talking about comps. If you're not holding me to football player comps, my comp for Cam Ward was John Wick. It's like kick in the door and shoot him up. But there's sort of the other end of the sword on that, and you see Cam Ward make some try to make some impossible attempts that sometimes flip the field the other way. The one he does a lot that gets really frustrating is when because he hates throwing the ball away. He's not going to give up on the play or whatever. So if he's scrambling and he's running out of time, he will attempt an impossible trick shot as opposed to just, I'll take the 2 yards here, or I'll throw the ball away or whatever. And you would see balls flutter over the middle of the field when he's going across the field and get picked off. I like him and I like his arm talent, but Shedeur for me, it's not quite the level of peaks that you get with Ward, but you don't get the valleys either. And to me, Shedeur, elite accuracy, elite placement. And the thing I don't understand, well, there's a couple of things I don't understand about the narrative around Shedeur, but the on-field one, people are like, he holds on to the ball too long. He doesn't have great pocket presence. I totally disagree with that. He played behind Swiss cheese offensive lines the last couple of years at Colorado, and he turned around that 1-11 program to where they were a Big 12 contender last year. He buys time in the pocket. He's athletic. He just doesn't run. He just doesn't, breach the line of scrimmage. That's why people don't realize it. He's very good at making people miss in the pocket and buying extra time. And he can get the ball he can put the ball wherever he wants to.
Well, if they draft Cam Ward, we'll make sure to kill his dog before week 1 so that he plays well. But that's a John Wick reference for the folks out there who don't know.
Yeah.
No, but
I was with you. I was
good.
with you.
That was good. Took me a second.
So I'm so torn here. If both players are on the board at 2, this is like more. I know what you would take. You would take Sanders, but is there a better fit with the Browns between those two players? Like in terms of you mentioned Shedeur and his ability to maybe he fits more in an NFL pro style system, takes care of the football a little bit better. Like, is there a Stefanski fit between those two guys?
Yeah, like the traditional way of, you think about whenever we talk about that division, you talk about Cleveland, there's always that thing of like, oh, the arm strength cut through the wind, and that sort of a thing.
Right.
So like from the traditional aspect, you would probably say Cam Ward, but from the Stefanski perspective, I think it would be more Shedeur. Stefanski likes the accuracy, the timing of the concepts, and the taking care of the ball. And Shadeur's obviously really, really good at those. I think there's another possible outcome out there that I don't know how much has been discussed. I don't want to phrase this as breaking news, but I did talk with an NFL source about this that suggested an idea to me that I hadn't considered as potentially as reasonable as he was suggesting, which is the Cleveland Browns could come out of this draft with both Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. That requires Shedeur falling, right? It would require, first of all, that Travis Hunter is available in the 2 slot, and then you pop him there. But then Shedeur falls middle of the first round to into the low 20s, and then trading up. Cleveland has a lot of ammo, as you guys know, after round 1. You could easily package those picks in order to move up if he begins to fall. So one thing to maybe keep in mind.
When you look at your own ranking store, and as someone who's a 500-person big board, I know you put the work in. So in your rankings, is the gap between Shedeur and Cam closer than Cam to whoever number 3 is on your big board? Like how does the scale work between those 3?
Yeah, way closer. Like on my big board, I'll have them. They might be right next to each other. There might be 1 or 2 guys in between, but very close. In terms of that, it's more flavor, right? I want the what you're going to get every single time. Trust the accuracy, trust the placement, that sort of thing, as opposed to the roller coaster where you get the awesome thrilling highs, but then you have to put up with some of the field flipping lows. But yeah, close. And then for me, Jaxson Dart, talking for on my board, he's going to be like an early top half of the second round type guy. So a pretty big gulf.
Jaxson Dart is an interesting prospect. I really like his game. I know he's battled through some injuries this season as well. Do you see him sliding in the first round? Do you think a team could trade up for a guy like Jaxson Dart?
I think it's possible that he goes at the end of the first, with the team trading up. It's going to be somewhere late first, early second in there. And he's a really tough eval, because you look at the frame, you look at the arm talent, the athleticism, the pedigree, and then the stats. All that stuff suggests surefire first-round pick. You look at the Bill Parcells quarterback criteria, he has 7 criteria. Jaxson Dart checks every one of those boxes. So that's where it's like, okay, we like that of the eval. The thing we don't like is he comes out of the Mickey Mouse Lane Kiffin offense, and watching his film this past season, it was almost primarily to the first read. First read. When Trey Harris was on the field, they were just pounding him. Dart was pounding him with targets. There was numerous instances on his tape where there was a more advantageous look, but he had locked on to the first read. And then, to his credit, he would complete some trick shot throws. You would see him throw sometimes into triple coverage and come out clean. His arm is that good, and the timing and everything like that, the placement. But again, we just don't know if he can stand back there with the bullets flying and read an NFL defense in the moment post snap. We know he can do it pre-snap. We know he can get the ball to the first read in the SEC. Some of these NFL things, that's where we just don't know. So it's sort of a black box with his evaluation, and that's why I can't put him in the top half of the first.
Thor, quarterback question, but not rookie quarterback question. I know you're a Vikings fan, so you're not too far removed from the Kirk Cousins experiment. I'm not sure how much you watched specifically of Kirk in Atlanta last season, but all the reports indicate or seem to be pointing to the fact that he'll be released by Monday and could come to Cleveland as their bridge quarterback option. We discussed before you came on the potential of Kirk Cousins versus Joe Flacco, and we all picked Flacco if we had to pick one or the other. I think Cousins' arm is completely shot at this point. Are we wrong? Do you still believe Kirk Cousins has high, maybe not high end, but at least salvageable play left at the quarterback position?
I do. I would choose Cousins in that scenario. Cousins, I was told that he was more hurt last year than was let on, that he played a decent chunk of that season. with injuries that he picked up. You know, he was obviously coming off the surgery, and that's what was talked about, but other injuries. And so not playing at 100%. I think that's a part of it. He was having issues, you know, as you guys saw last season, driving when he was throwing. I've been told that is corrected now, that he is now healthy, and he's going to be healthy for next year. Obviously, you're up there, elevated age. You have suffered injuries, so the durability thing, it is a thing, but he is going to be way healthier heading into this season than he was certainly during last regular season.
How you feeling about J.J. McCarthy right now?
I can't wait. That's a guy that I loved in last year's draft. I had him 3rd overall on my big board. I think he's going to be a star. And obviously, you know, Kevin O'Connell, one of the top QB gurus that we have in the NFL, he's calling a shot on J.J. McCarthy. You know, he's talked to the media about, like, you know, every year in Egan, down, you know, where the Vikings do their training camp and have their offices, that he was known as the quarterback killer there, because in every single draft, O'Connell would be like, nope. He was always, you know, he had to, no, it's not that guy. And then you get to McCarthy, and he's like, that's the dude. I think it's really cool the way they built the roster around him the last 2 days. The Vikings finally, for the first time, and I don't know how long, had cap room. And Kwesi was out and firing from the hip the last couple of days. So it's cool to see the roster get built up as well.
All right, from a Blue Belly and a Wolverine to a Buckeye and Will Howard. Thoughts on our Buckeye entering the draft? A lot of people are killing him after the combine viral videos people are putting out there. We watched him have one of the most amazing runs ever in college football history to beat those 4 teams, you know, back to back. Thoughts on his pro prospects?
Yeah, I don't put as much stock into the combine throwing session. I don't care. Like, to me, your throwing session, it is your tape of your final season at college. I see you having to throw with the bullets flying, running a concept, and in different conditions, right? Or throwing under all these different. I don't care. You in shorts and in Indianapolis or whatever. So I sort of tossed that out. I was lower on Howard prior to the CFP run, and you set that up well. He really opened some eyes during that college football playoff run towards the end of the regular season and then leading into it. But those 4 games were really, really good for Howard. You obviously have the physical package there, 6'4", 243. He has the requisite arm talent, and he's a little bit he has athleticism to a degree as well, where you can use him around the goal line. We saw that more at Kansas State, but it's certainly a usable thing for the NFL, like a Blake Bell bulldozer kind of a thing. And like I said, I like the arm enough. My thing with him, the mechanics need to get worked on. And it's sort of scary for a prospect who's on the older side when you're thinking about, like, as a developmental guy. But I do think there's things to work on, and I think he was getting better at it as he was working on these things, you know, with Chip Kelly and those guys at the staff at Ohio State, in improving some of those mechanical things. And one of the primary ones was the lower half could get wonky and become unmarried from the top half when he would go downfield at times in college, and you would see the downfield accuracy wavering. That was something that appeared to get tightened up a bit, specifically during that college football run. You were seeing those spirals come out to the downfield receivers. I have some questions with him going across the progression line, you know, when the first option is taken away. That would be my other question with him. But I do like the tools, and I love what I saw from him in the college football playoff. I have him as the quarterback 7 in the class right now.
Thor, we'll get you out of here on this one, but the Browns haven't had a first-round pick since we started this show. This is the first year they've had a first-round pick. It's number 2, so we've been all completely engulfed in that pick. But give us a name, maybe a day 2, a day 3 guy that you really like, that if somehow the Browns end up putting in the draft card and has his name on, Browns fans should get excited about. I guess the question is, who's your favorite kind of under-the-radar prospect that we should be thinking of come draft time?
What position would you guys prefer? You know, as far as isolate it for me. What like, are we talking running back, receiver, tackle, edge?
Yeah, let's go running back, because Browns need a good young running back.
You got all kinds of options there on day 2. Day 2 is the sweet spot, because in this draft you're going to see a procession of them on Friday night. But most of them that go, they might, if nothing else, could be a 1B in a rotation in the NFL right away, if not, more than that. But a couple guys for the Browns to consider. This is a guy I want to fall to the Vikings at the end of the third, but Devin Neal from Kansas, a 220-pound back with tremendous feet. And he is a better receiver than he was given credit for in college. They just use him as a dump-off guy, but he can beat people on routes downfield, as he showed in Mobile at the Senior Bowl, because of those feet. Yeah, it's just really difficult to stay with him. And again, the size there. And a couple other names, DJ Giddens from Kansas State, the rival of Devin Neal in college, but just an hour down the road in Manhattan. NFL Combine, 6 foot 212, 9.78 RAS. 98th percentile size adjusted athlete at a really good size. And I like the way that guy runs. He's really fluid. I comp him to Zach Charbonnet from a couple classes ago. That'd be someone else I toss out. Just two other names for you guys. RJ Harvey is a home run hitter from UCF that is in a bowling ball frame. He can run inside as well as hit the dingers outside the tackles. He's a good receiver as well. So I toss out him. And then last one, you got to toss out Cam Scatterbo as well. Cam Scatterbo is going to go on day 2. Yeah, I almost assuredly is going to go in round 3. He has the limitations with the high-end speed for sure, but I just mentioned bowling ball. You don't get more all-time bowling ball frame than Cam Scatterbo, where he's 5'9" and 225 pounds. And you guys know he's got that berserker game, but he also has the acceleration and he's got the agility with it. He's not going to hit any dingers at the next level, but he's going to hit a whole lot of singles, and he's going to get some doubles as well. He's an efficiency player. And that's what you're going to get from him as a runner. You also get it from him as a receiver because, as we know, he can handle heavy usage.
Man, Cleveland would love that dude.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
He'd be like a better Peyton Hillis.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly.
I could see him in Cleveland now. I could totally see it.
He is definitely a Browns-type player. Thank you, Thor. We appreciate it, man.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on, boys. Appreciate you.